Brood X is a generation of cicadas. Magicicada is the genus name, and they're magic. There are about 7 species. 4 of them have a 17-year life cycle. 3 of them have a 13-year life cycle. And their generations are offset. So in any given place, in most years, there aren't any of them, but then they show up in units of prime numbers, 13 or 17 years. So the long life cycle is due in part because they feed on very low nutritional diets. So they spend those 17 years in the soil, a foot or 2 beneath the soil. This is a really weird lifestyle for an insect. They feed on by piercing the roots of plants and feeding on the xylem fluids. You might remember from your biology classes, the xylem are the vascular tissues in plants that transport water, unlike the phloem, which is transporting sugar water. The sugar water isn't very nutritious, but the xylem fluids are very low nutrition. It's mostly water. There's the occasional amino acid and sugar that they snarf out of there. But part of the reason that it takes them a long time is because they feed on such a low nutrition diet. So there's a positive feedback in their population dynamics. When populations or a generation starts to become rare in an area, the tendency is for them to become more and more rare and then disappear. Probably there have been many more broods, generations of these species previously, but the rare ones blink out of existence. When there are few of them, relatively few of them as adults, they're more likely to get eaten by predators, and they're less likely to find each other for mating during the short window that they have. The only ones that are left, the 10 or 15 different broods that are notable, are the ones that are very abundant where they occur. Brood X is one of the most geographically widespread of the generations. It's sometimes known as the big Eastern brood. And so there are 8 or 10 states that they will appear in, from the East Coast, Maryland, to Indiana and south up into Pennsylvania. Not quite this far. They should react with amazement and pleasure. It's a truly extraordinary natural history phenomenon. Eastern North America is the only place in the world where Magicicada occurs. And so no place else in the world do we get to witness this. So when you see them coming out in such large numbers, maybe in your backyard, you should be realizing that for 17 years, they've been living beneath your feet. They're about as benign natural history splendor as one can find. So enjoy.